Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 19th episode of the Fans of DC Universe podcast, the only DCU podcast for the fans, by the fans, and the best source for all DC Universe news and discussion on everything DCU. Joining me this week is just me and the wonderful Nu52.
Hello.
So, yeah, we're by ourselves this week. It's okay. We were originally... but we got this, right?
We got it.
Yeah, you guys are going to get in-depth analysis for an hour of just the two of us talking. I don't know what we'll talk about. We'll find out. Actually, I do know. This week on Fans of DC Universe, we were talking about Titans episode 10, and we'll be diving deep into this week's comics, which I only didn't actually read, so we'll figure that out. But first, tomorrow on the Fans of DC Universe YouTube, I will be unboxing a special gift, so go check it out. So, originally, we were going to be interviewing Hub City Question, and that was supposed to come out this morning, but we had some serious tech issues. And so it got delayed. So that's what's so that's where we're at.
Oh, bummer.
I know. I don't know what's going on with that, but we're gonna try this again, and hopefully it'll work this time. But we didn't want to leave you guys without an episode for the week, so Nu52 and I are here to do the duo run. Ooh, we got this. Okay, so
the dynamic duo.
So let's talk first about Titans. See, yeah, we're the best duo. Don abandons us every time.
He has to get his sleep in.
I know. Poor Grandpa. Okay. In episode 10, Connor was attacked and Raven explored her powers. That's about all that happened. Oh, and Dick was in prison. Yeah, that was a thing. So how do you feel about episode 10, Fallen?
I liked some elements of it, but for the most part, I have no idea where the show's going or why there are so many storylines happening at once.
But here's the thing. There's so many storylines going on at once, but there was only like 3 that they talked about this time. Right?
And I don't know where most of them are going. I don't understand the purpose of them.
So the only one we know where it's going is Nightwing. But like, why? Why does Dick have to go to prison to learn about the Nightwing symbol and like have a moment of like penitence and like I'm sacrificing myself for what I've done, which honestly he didn't even do anything. Like, well, he like manipulated a kid into joining the Titans, but he really just made a kid become heroic and sacrifice his life to save you. I mean, he's having survivor's guilt more than anything.
Yeah, it feels like he does like taking on the blame a lot, even for things he doesn't do. It's weird. And then people just like putting the blame on him because he likes taking it. And I just don't understand the reason to like go through this whole roundabout way of getting to Nightwing.
Yeah. Well, last season, he didn't take the blame. He passed it all on Batman. Right?
Yeah.
And see, last season, I thought the season finale was going to be Nightwing. But here we are, 10 episodes later, and still, like, Nightwing seems barely in sight. And it's not like DC's been subtle about this.
We know it's coming. We all know it's coming. It's just, why does it have to be like this? It's so complicated. Yeah. It's like they're doing the most to get there without, I don't know. It just feels like they're doing a lot to get there, but nothing's really happening.
Yeah, like, okay, what happened this episode? Dick said, I'm not going to help anyone. I'm just going to suffer for 7 years. And then he decides to rescue some, like, Latino immigrants who work, like, the Cordo Maltese and are going to get deported, and he just saves them from deportation. Like, that's about the extent of what happened in the Dick storyline. And then he, like, learned about this hero who's apparently Nightwing is now a Mexican hero, not a Kryptonian hero.
That's also strange to me, why they had to change. I don't know. It's really strange because now you're like, wait, why isn't Al Azul like a
Al Azul? That's his name. Okay.
Yeah, because if it's like, I think it means blue wing, Ala Azul, but it's Al Azul.
I'll look it up.
But I just don't understand. They have Superboy in there now. They have connections to Superman via his memories and stuff. Why not just tap into that Nightwing story that already exists in the comics, like his origins?
Okay, I think Al Azul. Actually, I'm trying to figure that out still. Don't quote me on this yet.
Well, in Spanish, ala is wing and azul is blue, so it's blue wing.
Blue wing. So then, I just don't get where this is going. Like, it just seems like they're stretching for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this doesn't...
The mental
like,
gymnastics to get to these things.
Yeah, right? Like, I thought the whole point of season 2 was it was supposed to be lighter. And here we go. Half the season is over, and now everyone's, like, broken up because Dick didn't actually kill someone? It just feels like we're in this, like, shock value where they just don't want to exit this, like, cycle of will they, won't they, being Titans. Like, they haven't even gone, we talked about this last week, they haven't even gone on, like, one single mission together. Like, as the Titans.
And then they all disbanded for the weakest reasons. Like, why did Raven even leave the tower? Everybody that she had a problem with left, so she could have stayed.
I guess Raven's superpower is, like, lying and, like, lies or whatever. And, like, lie detector or whatever. That's one of her powers. It's not her most important one, but it is in, like, the early parts of season 1, right? And if Dick is just telling lies to her, like, this person she trusted, I can get that she would want to go away. And I can get why Garb wouldn't. But it's, like, none of the breakup has felt real.
No.
It all feels very forced and all feels very shock value.
Especially that Hank and Dawn breakup. Like, what the heck was that?
Oh my god. Well, okay, to be fair, I think Dawn should have just dropped him for a long time. I've never actually liked Hank as a character.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He just reminds me of all, like, all the a-hole boys I've met, you know? Like,
I love him.
Like, frat boy, just... he's not someone I, like, want to meet in person.
He's not someone... I don't know.
I don't think he's all that well written, either.
I don't think any of them are that well written, but I think he's well acted. Like, extremely well acted.
Yeah, but it's not enough to convince me. Just because, like the acting's not bad, but the writing's not good. And the, like, character as a whole isn't great.
Well, I loved him in season 1 from the Hank and Dawn episode. So that's still carrying over for me. Like, for me, I'm still able to like him off of that one episode. But yeah, this season, it's just nobody's been written really well.
The only character who's been written well is Jericho. And maybe Aqualad.
But then those are kind of like Hank and Dawn last season,
and
where they
maybe
just like
Deathstroke
came in every once in a while, so they were good.
Well, Aqualad and Jericho are dead. They killed off the only 2 well-written characters this season.
But I don't think Aqualad was well-written.
Okay, I did like him, though. Like, he left a good first impression. Like, I was pretty sure he was gonna cross with, like, this weird California dude who I wasn't gonna like at all. Like, super stereotypical. And then he had, like, some nuance to him. And, like, I kind of liked him with, like, his goldfish story. I thought it was, like, cute, you know? And I liked him and Donna's relationship.
I thought he was kind of weird and awkward, how he wouldn't take no for an answer.
Like I said, he wasn't perfect, but, like, I did kind of like him. Like, I wanted to meet him more. Whereas with, like, Hank, I kind of feel sick of him. You know, and I want to see...
I don't know. I don't feel sick of Hank. I hardly see him.
Yeah, true. Honestly, it's sad. Like, well, but okay, let's talk about Raven. Well, okay, so I'm gonna talk about Raven for a second. Okay, so Raven's an interesting character, right? I didn't like her story about with the girl. Was she like a lizard person or something? Because it wasn't very clear. Like, and then it was like they had like this weird chemistry going on. I just don't understand to save my life. Like, what was going on? They were like, oh, like, I'm at a food shelter or whatever, a soup kitchen, that's what it was. and she like sits down. They like already start smiling together. It felt very forced and inefficient, and I was really frustrated by what I saw, right?
And where is that going?
No,
That's so
what?
weird.
Now there's like 5 of them involved. Are they trying to create like a Runaways spin-off?
I don't know,
Like
but I did
Marvel's
like the
Runaways, but
gargoyle
with
effect.
DC?
But the gargoyle was really cool.
Yeah, it was. But like, and the Raven's superpowers looked really good. Like last season, they felt they were rough at times, but this season they were just very crisp and beautiful.
Yeah, I really like her red eyes. Like
Oh my
I've
god.
said it before, but I really like that much more than the black eyes from last season. But I still don't like how like her effect comes out of her back or whatever.
Oh
Like
my god. I
that's kind of
mean,
weird.
ideally at some point it comes from under her like cloak or whatever, but she has a cloak. But she doesn't have a cloak yet. I
Hmm.
don't know. It just feels like none of the characters have moved anywhere. What's going on with Starfire?
Who knows?
Nothing. What's going on with Hank and Dawn? Nothing. What's going on with Dick? Honestly, I have no idea. He's in prison. He's in worse off in prison now than he was beforehand. I don't know. Uh,
I'm just worried that they're spending all this time setting up Nightwing, but then we have so very few
yeah,
episodes
what's
left
going
that
on
when it
with
happens, it's going to
Ravager?
be rushed.
Yeah, what's going on with Ravager? Like, she's supposed to get a costume according to leaks. When's that
Yeah,
supposed to
where's
happen?
Jason?
She's just been off the face of the earth. Oh my god, I forgot about Jason. Jason hasn't even had a story these last 2 weeks.
It's
Like,
crazy.
they split themselves up so much that now these characters don't even get screen time, and it just feels like everything is just missing.
I know, like this season, I really liked whenever Corey was with the team. I was like, okay, okay,
Yeah,
she's cool. And then she goes away and starts doing her own thing, and I'm like, oh gosh. I'm back to just not caring about her.
yeah. I think my other biggest frustration is I was hoping they do sort of the Game of Thrones approach, where they did what they did last season with like the slow build, where characters often didn't meet for like 4 or 5 episodes till like 4 or 5 episodes in, and they really focus on just giving them like these really good storylines as just like a pair. Or just as
Mhm.
like a single character, right? Like remember when Starfire in the beginning of season 1 was like going on her quest to figure out who she was?
Mhm.
And they spent a decent amount of time her going around sort of going around the country to figure that out, right? And then you had Dick and Raven, and then you had Beast Boy kind of off on his own, right? And then even like at its like big cast, right? Season 2 opened or not opened, but the episode 2 like had like 3 different main stories going on with like Starfire and Donna chilling out. You had Hank and Dawn trying to like adapt to life, and then you had Dick trying to build with the Titans. And I felt like those felt like 3 natural storylines that all of a sudden just came together right away. And what I liked about season two's first real episode, we're not counting that tragic premiere. That was not a premiere, nor was it a finale. It was, oh my god. But the real first premiere, I just thought there was a lot of intrigue, and I really liked how they handled Dr. Light. And I feel like everything's just fallen apart from there. Where the best times have been the flashbacks. Like those have been some of the best episodes. And the Connor episode was great. But I think
Mhm.
they did a great job building all this momentum, and I started really enjoying Titans, and that just fell apart
Yeah, and I don't
after
even know
Jericho died.
where. I don't even know where for me I stopped caring because I was really into this season. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this season's much more
It
consistent
was
than the
episode
last
7.
one."
It was episode 7, Deathstroke, I think, with
Maybe.
the Jason suicide attempt or whatnot. Like that felt. But I
I think it
wouldn't say
was
it's.
really gradual. It's just
Yeah,
even before the Connor episode, I was starting to like not like it as much, but then the Connor episode happened and it was so good. I was like, okay, okay,
and
maybe
then it
it's
was
just a
like,
slump.
this like suicide thing. It's like, this Jason stuff is like, Dick like telling a lie. It's like, this weird plot with Deathstroke. Okay, remember when like Deathstroke was in the Titans mansion
But was
or the
he or
Titans
was it
tower?
or was Jericho?
No, no, in like episode 7 when like Dick like came to the church or whatever, and it was all the pictures of the Titans, like photos that have just been recently taken, and like it seems like Deathstroke was in. So Dick rushes by, and there's like, "Oh my god, you guys, Deathstroke's here. Where's Jason? He's on the roof. He's about to commit suicide." And Dick's like, "No, no, no, it's not your fault. It's my fault. Sing with Jericho." So Deathstroke is supposed to still be in the Titans Tower, right?
But how do you even get? It's like Cadmus. They just got in so easily.
I know, right? It's actually an open window. It's actually an open door with no security cameras. We just pretend it is. Like, if you're Starfire, you have to get in through, like, security. If you're Dick, you have to get in through, like, security. If you're Hank and Dawn, you have to leave through, like, very secure elevators. But if you're a bad guy, you can just walk in through the, like, an open window.
But I
Like,
don't understand where, like, who's the big bad this season? Is it Cadmus or is it Deathstroke?
I think it's still Deathstroke.
But then this Cadmus thing, like, just
Oh
came
my
in out of nowhere
god.
and kind of took over.
Yeah. I feel like these companies always have a problem making, like, Cadmus interesting.
So do you think we're going to get Connor versus the Titans and that's what brings them together?
Honestly, I don't think I don't. There's no end game in sight. Instead, it just keeps falling apart more and more each episode lately. Like, I swear, like, what are we supposed to have as a finale at this point?
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be
Like,
another cliffhanger. I
like in
don't want that.
episode like 8 or
I
whatever, in episode
can't.
8, right, which was the three seasons before. By the way, just so you realize, we're on next week would have been that season finale if it was Titan season 1. Well, I say season finale lightly, but it
I know we only
theoretically would
have
have
3
been.
episodes left. We have to cram in Nightwing getting his suit and persona.
Oh
We
no,
have
it's
to
all gonna
cram
happen
in
on the final day.
Cadmus.
It's gonna happen all in the final episode.
It's so rushed, and
No.
it didn't
And
need
that's
to
what's
be
crazy is this whole season's felt very high paced and like felt like there's a very clear end game in mind. And then all of a sudden
a 180.
what and it's like this. It's like I felt like there was still an end game in mind when like after Jericho. Like I felt like it was still gonna be Deathstroke versus the Titans. You
Mm-hmm.
know, with maybe and Cadmus gets saved for another year for the next season or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then they broke apart very big, very bombastic. Deathstroke like smiles and like I condemn you to live alone forever. And now it's like everyone's off on their own and like no one gets the chance to do anything. And
Yeah,
it's just
this whole Deathstroke Cadmus split in a short season doesn't work for me.
yeah.
Maybe if it were like a 20 season episode. I mean, a
20
20
wait, 20
episode season.
season
20
episode?
episode season.
You guys, it's 20 times 10. It's like 2,000
Okay.
hours of
Well,
TV
at this pace, it will
per
be.
episode. Like you will actually just never finish one episode. Can you imagine the
Oh my
reviewers trying to
gosh.
review this episode?
Oh, can we
20 season
also
episode.
give a shout out to the reviewers that got like the 13 episodes of Harley Quinn?
Oh yeah, so weird. Okay, you want to
So
talk about that?
crazy.
You want to? Okay,
I just think if we're
before we do that, let's move on to let's leave Titans because we can come back to it. But I'm just kind of depressed now. So let's talk about some news, and then we'll go back in the comics. So this comes out of why don't you tell the story? Okay, just tell the story. I'll have an article for that part of the story.
what
Okay,
story?
the Harley Quinn story with the episodes
Oh,
or
so
whatever. Yeah.
screeners went out to reviewers, bloggers, and whoever in the industry, and they got 13 episodes for the Harley Quinn animated series. I don't know if there are only 13 episodes in this season, but I believe so.
We'll talk about that in just a
Yeah,
second.
so they were able to binge the whole thing, and they're actually saying it's really good and a lot of fun.
Wait, or review? I thought reviews weren't out yet.
No, they're not reviews, but they're just like, like their
First
general
impression.
feeling. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so part of it, right, is that when you guys are reading the reviews, just know they've been told that they're allowed to spoil literally anything they want.
Yes.
Because their
Which
goal
is
is to be.
because so far we've only gotten one episode at a time. So then we're just going to know everything from all 13 episodes.
I guess it's okay, but here's the thing, right? Could you imagine how much more excited people would have been in like Doom Patrol if like we got told in episode like 4 they were adapting like or they had like a Danny the Street episode and like those sorts of stuff? Like how
No.
crazy excited we would have been?
No, because I don't think that many people know about that.
Okay, well, if they had said they have an episode with a sentient street that's like queer or whatnot, like they would have done such a great job of explaining the wackiness, which early episodes of Doom Patrol didn't portray, right? And so, I think you can get people excited, like completely baffled. Like you could say, "Have you ever seen a cockroach and a mouse French kiss each other?" That's Doom Patrol.
But then that was kind of like the good thing about Doom Patrol is that we were experiencing it all, like going in blind, not knowing what was going to happen.
Yeah, I guess. So,
because I'll take spoilers for Titans, but not for Doom Patrol. So it really depends.
Honestly, at this point, I'd happily just read like a summary and then just watch it like later. I'm so burnt out right now.
I think if you have a year subscription for the service, you should get all the episodes. Like if your year's subscription lasts throughout the whole duration of the airing of the show, you should be able to binge the whole series.
Well, I disagree. I think the weekly releases is better for DC because we say in the news more. Could you imagine what would happen if like all of Titan season 2 came out right away, and then like all of a sudden there would just be nothing on to talk about in DC Universe like forever? This podcast partly lives and breathes by the weekly originals.
But then what's going to happen with Harley if the reviewers already have all 13 episodes? They're going to do it all at once.
Well, no, my understanding is they are releasing them one episode at a time. 30-minute episode at a time.
But the reviewers are going to release their reviews and every spoiler and everything all at once.
They're not going to reveal every spoiler. They've just been told they can spoil whatever the frick they want. You know? Anyway, so let's talk about Harley Quinn some more. So, Harley Quinn, this comes courtesy of Newsrama. Harley Quinn, which is scheduled to debut December 6th, was announced in November 2017 as a 26-episode adult animated series. The season 1 finale, episode 13, is currently scheduled to air February 21st, 2020. Now, what happened? So what happened to the other 13 episodes? Don't get upset. Animation episodes commonly break up long seasons into 2 parts, such as DC Universe's Young Justice Outsiders, or split off part into a new second season, such as Netflix's Castlevania. Representatives did not respond to inquiries from Newsrama. So my interpretation of this is splitting Harley Quinn into 2 seasons, with 13 episodes each.
Oh, I didn't think that'd be 2 seasons. It would just be like a mid-season break like they did with...
I mean, that's possible. I don't mind either way. The big
what
thing
were the premiere dates
again? I think the premiere dates now is November, is like this month, but I think it's December 6th.
It was November
6th, and the finale is February 21st. The first episode is December 6th.
I thought it was November 29th. Oh wow. Okay.
You wanna let's fact check that. Okay, I'm gonna go to the fact checker. Can you talk for a second?
Sure. So Kaylee Cuoco went on The View and was talking about Harley Quinn.
Wait, she was on The View?
Yeah, she was talking about Harley Quinn. Yeah,
today,
I posted a
Okay, so can I go into a tangent about The View?
No. Okay, so Kaylee Cuoco was on there talking about how it's going to be adult and for an adult audience, even though it's animation, it's not for kids. So it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of cursing. And I can't wait. It actually looks really slick with the animation. It just looks so good. And I'm really excited about all of the positivity it's receiving.
Yeah.
Are we still fact checking?
Yeah. Because I'm distracted. Okay, so I am like mildly obsessed with The View. I watch it like every single day, and I just love it because all the women on that show are so powerful, and it's like the right amount of politics for like me and it's like in these short segments which I can watch. But I watch on YouTube every day. I'm still trying to release date. Let's see what it says.
It should be November 29th.
Yeah. It's unleashing. Okay, it says Kaylee's Harley Quinn will unleash on on November 29th.
Okay.
There you go. You got it right. Good job. Which I think is the same day as this Titans season finale.
So that's going to be pretty fun
I mean, that'll be a fun day.
to
But
watch alongs.
yeah. So, because they're going to do the animated one. I don't know. Okay. Well, that happened today. I don't know. It's a weird day, you guys. Okay. So,
Oh my gosh, the 29th is right after Thanksgiving.
I know. Like, we have a 3-day weekend. I have a 3-day weekend, and I'm all excited to use it. I have so much work to do, and I don't know what to do about that. And now I'm like contemplating, like, what the rest of my like week's gonna be like, because Disney Plus comes out on the 2nd, or this Tuesday,
Oh
and I
my
really wanted it
gosh.
to come out this weekend so I could binge it, so I could like binge watch some stuff. But it's coming out Tuesday, and so there's no way I'm going to like, and I have a college app due November 15th. So there's no way I'm gonna like, I don't even know, you guys.
Also, for everyone trying to do the DCU unscripted, the deadline is November 18th. So get
Hey,
your entries in.
yeah, do that. Okay, so let's talk about some more. So this is just breaking, and I'm not so fully convinced on the source, but the source claims that this is true, and it's not like a website I've known to like lie about stuff, so I think it's worth talking about. This comes courtesy of Full Circle. DC Universe's Stargirl is now expected to premiere in spring 2020. During an interview on the YSBN Now podcast via Stargirl TV, Passenger confirmed that the upcoming superhero series was set to debut on DC Universe in January, but it has since been pushed back to spring of next year. It is important to note that although a specific release month has not been revealed prior, the move from January to spring is telling that they want this series to be in tip-top shape before releasing it. Stargirl finished production in Atlanta during the fall and has been in post-production ever since. This news comes shortly after false rumors circulated that the first season Stargirl would move over to CW. That turned out not to be the case, but it is the second delay the show has endured, and it was as initially slated for August, September of this year. Can you imagine a world where we would have been talking about Stargirl right now?
Oh my gosh.
Wouldn't that have been so nice?
So nice. And I wonder, would they have pushed Titans back or just aired them simultaneously? What was the plan
No,
there?
I think Titans was going to be the thing before after Harley Quinn. So it would have been Harley Quinn Titans season 2, and then probably Doom Patrol season 2.
Hmm.
That felt like a logical order, and then Young Justice Outsider or Young Justice season 4, which I'm not convinced it will debut this year. Next
No.
year,
No,
I
there's
wouldn't
no
be.
way.
I mean, there is a way. I mean, they released Young Justice season 1 and 2 a year apart.
But those were in production concurrently, weren't they?
Season 1 and 2.
I don't remember
So it
how
was
Cartoon
season
Network.
1, and then a summer, and then season 2. Then it got
I know,
canceled.
but their pre-production when they were still storyboarding everything and setting
Oh,
everything up, and because
oh
supposedly,
yeah,
according to the creators, they didn't even know that they were renewed until San Diego Comic-Con.
oh yeah. Which
So
means, yeah, I don't think. So what if it takes them like, let's say, a year, because they were making this concurrently, right? Let's say it takes them about 9 months, right? They found out in San Diego Comic-Con, which means I'm guessing that they will have at least a decent number of episodes as
well,
early
think about it.
as
Think
early as
about
like August.
think about when they started announcing season 3 and how many years it was until it actually premiered and how many delays that had. Because that was supposed to
Between
debut.
season 3 of Young Justice, I thought got announced in like May, and it took about a year between the announcement.
It got announced like in 2017, no?
I'll look it up.
I don't remember, but
Fact checking time.
even when the first half of season 3 premiered, they had to delay the second half to continue the animation and all that.
Okay, it was officially announced. Nope, still trying to find it. It was officially announced in 2016.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still trying to find it because it disappeared. I thought I found it, but I did not.
I can look it up if you
Oh,
want.
the revival first occurred in early February 2016 when the series' second season was released on Netflix. Wiseman urging fans to watch all episodes over and over or buy the Blu-rays if they wished for a third season. Wiseman later clarified that neither Warner Brothers nor Netflix had expressed interest in picking up the show. High viewership on Netflix could motivate Warner Brothers into renewing the show. On November 7th, 2016, it was confirmed by Sam Register that Young Justice was renewed for his third season. So it was all the way in 2016.
Yeah. So animation takes a while.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be ready next year.
So let's think. Let's think about this, okay? 2016 times 2, and it started in January. So it took about 2.5 years. And if they only just found out, I think 2.5 years is a good estimate. I want to be optimistic and say it's about a year and a half away.
Hopefully. And hopefully they can maybe have more money behind it if they go and do the whole split with HBO Max like they did with Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. We still don't really know what's happening with the whole HBO Max stuff in the future of this.
So I don't know what's going on with Young Justice. I think our guess is good. So what does next year look like? Right? Harley Quinn opens the year. Doom Patrol is going to debut concurrently in May, it seems.
But then what's going to be in between all of that space? Like, Harley Quinn is going to really carry us all the way to Doom Patrol?
Stargirl. If
You
it's
really,
early spring, well, they said early
unless it gets
spring.
another delay.
Well, what counts as spring? Like March, right? Early spring is like March 21st, right?
But that's what they're shooting for now.
So but it's already filmed. Like the only thing left is some post-production. Like, and Applejack has confirmed that episodes have been done for about a year now.
Yeah, so if they've already been done, like I remember actors on their social media saying they were done filming, and then the same actors were back filming. So I don't know, this whole like principal photography has finished filming is
Jeff
really.
Johns is just a mess. Like, what has he done this last 3 years? He failed at Justice League when he was trying to like brighten up the universe, and he got kicked out because Justice League was real bad. Although I think it was just because it was the product of two different competing visions.
Yeah.
And then he did Doomsday Clock, which we all know how Doomsday Clock is going, don't we all? It's not even done. It's a year later, and DC Universe has already debuted like issue 7, I think. He hasn't even managed to release 5 episodes in the time of a year. Like, it's getting kind of ridiculous. So Doomsday Clock is taking forever. Stargirl's gotten delayed for like the third time. It's now if what this article is saying is true, then it will be like a 7-8 month delay, which is significant for like a TV show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like CW debuts episodes every year, right? They crank them out real fast, and obviously Stargirl has a higher quality of production, right? But also, like, DC Universe really needs to be cranking out these TV shows at least at like a season a year. You know?
Yes. Like I do appreciate that they're taking their time to make sure it's all right.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
all good and it's something special, especially because Jeff Johns does have a personal connection to it, but it's a little extreme.
Yeah, DC Universe, I think, just needs a critical gem. I think that's possibly the argument. Is after Swamp Thing drops, they need to blow everyone's socks out of the water because Doom Patrol is their crown gem, but that's no longer just DC Universe, which, by the way, I think is going to be a great thing for DC, for Doom Patrol as a whole, right? Like, I think that's going to be
Yeah,
great.
it deserves the eyes
Yeah,
and the recognition, because
absolutely.
that opening credits sequence was so amazing, and like I said, it should have
Oh my
been nominated for
god.
an Emmy, and it wasn't even
And Diane
considered.
Tuero, so impressive. Like, I've never seen
Yes.
someone do that kind of, like you can feel her pain. I just,
And every character had like great moments, great arcs, and they made
yeah.
sense. And it made sense how they worked together, how when they were
Uh-huh.
alone, it all just fit really well. And I was hoping, like, that gave me so much hope for Titan season
And
2.
we were talking about Titan Season 2. Like, there was a clear end game in mind for the entirety of Doom Patrol. Yes, they took plenty of tangents. In fact, and often that was wonderful. But, like, whereas Titans is trying to tell, like, one complete story that's, like, like, trying to, like, not finish anything and, like, try to make it very serialized, it's not succeeding very well. Whereas Doom Patrol wasn't fully serialized, and each episode was, like, wonderful. And if I tried to explain what was going on in Doom Patrol to someone, they'd be even more intrigued because it's just weird.
Yeah.
Like two cavemen making out. Remember that?
Well, it was a cave woman.
Cave woman and a caveman who was not really a caveman? I don't know.
It was a lot of fun, and it was just unexpected. I feel like we're expecting certain things from Titans, and maybe that's like holding our expectations in a weird space. But also, it's all over the place. It's messy. I wish it was more
Yeah.
streamlined. And also, we have like the whole Corey storyline where she's like dealing with aliens and Blackfire. Like, I want to see
Oh my
that.
god.
I want to see the alien stuff, but
Like,
so
okay.
far we have her talking about like space races and spaceships while driving in a regular ordinary car. She's
Oh my god.
talking about these like super tournaments and everything while sitting at a bar just completely still eating peanuts. Like, it's just, we're hearing about these great things
Oh
while
my
they're doing the
god.
most ordinary thing.
Well, here's what's baffling me. Okay, I think there's two possibilities here. One, Titans
Mhm.
has already been renewed, so they're spending lots
Ah,
of time to set things up. Or it's been
hopefully
canceled and they're trying to just throw out as much out there as possible. And
to
it's
try for that renewal.
because let's be honest, okay? Is there any chance that all of the loose plot threads get finished
No
by the
way.
time the third episode's over?
Like, how's she going to go to Tamaran and come back? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah,
I just
I don't
I
know.
I just hope they don't try to rush it and it's not a crazy mess like the first
Well, if
episode.
Well, we're talking about crazy messes and rushing it, right? Like, I don't want them to do what they did with Nightwing, where it took a full, like, 2 seasons, when we all knew where they were headed. Like, any of the hype of, like, Nightwing coming is dead at this point.
I know. It's taking too long.
Like,
But I think people were actually excited when they saw the Nightwing image on the wall of the prison.
yeah. I, but, like, at this point, like, we all know what's going there. And we've all
Mhm.
known that for over a year now. We knew
And they
that
keep delaying it.
we knew that ever since he like threw and like burnt his Robin suit in like season 6 of season 1, episode 6 of season
Season
1.
6. You did the
You
same
guys,
thing.
I know, right?
So now you can't say anything about me.
Oh, no, you guys, I've actually seen all the future seasons. You're right, it gets renewed for 6 seasons. And
Oh,
it never
okay.
said they were all great.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you have a lot to look forward to.
Yay. Except in season
Yay.
5 where they only have 5 episodes
Oh my god.
because of
And
the
you know what?
writer's strike.
Yeah, it was a writer's strike in the future. Yep. And here's the thing. You know why the writers went on strike, right?
No, why?
Wait, you didn't hear?
Well, I'm not from the future.
Oh, it's because they wanted to go to Tamaran, and the DC Universe said that they didn't have enough money. So they went on strike until
Oh.
they got to go to Tamaran, and that's why it was only 5 episodes, because it was all Tamaran.
It took them the 5 seasons to
Oh,
get
no,
there.
it absolutely took them 5 seasons to get there. How do you think, how long do you think it's supposed to take the flight all the way to Tamaran from, what, Earth?
Do you think we're going to see Blackfire on Earth or Starfire on Tamaran?
Blackfire on Earth. There's no way that they're going to take her all the way to Tamarin. And see, but here's my question, right? We talked about what this future season looks like, right? I think DC Universe might have purchased Krypton.
You think? I was thinking that too because they did the whole season 1 and they're very vague about everything. They're too vague
I know.
sometimes. But I was getting that feeling, but now I'm like, I don't really care because it's taking forever.
For them to, well, it took them
Just
a
for an
year to make it.
announcement.
It took them like a year and a half to make the second season. So
No,
I
not
don't
to make the third season. I'm saying just to be like, hey,
announce it.
we have something special coming or something, like hint at something.
I'm going through Cameron Cuff's Twitter to see if he's working on anything now.
Because it would have been cool to see him in Crisis, but apparently he was busy. So maybe.
Although Cameron Cuff is in like some serious dating right now with I forget what her name is. Man, Cameron Cuff is so great. I love Cameron Cuff. Okay, so on Twitter he's not talked about anything, which makes me wonder. I think he's just enjoying vacation and time off.
Yeah.
I don't know. He recently moved to LA, which is a big thing.
So he's looking for work. That's pretty much.
But but I don't see him like he isn't like talking about looking for work at all. He said he wants to be.
He's not going to talk about all of the auditions he's going on.
True, but he doesn't seem to be hinting at all. So I don't know. Like, I mean, like I don't know if I would be hinting if I was looking for work or if I would just keep auditioning until I got something again.
Yeah, I think you would wait until you had something to announce it.
Yeah,
and even if he has something, he might not be able to announce it because they need to announce it first.
You know that he really wants to play Cyclops in the MCU.
Oh.
Like he really wants to play it. Although Cameron Cuff is one of the biggest nerds. He's such a nerd. Like
I could see it though. He does have kind of like a stoic personality and he has the hair.
Oh yeah, he has the hair all right.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Cameron Cuff is the best. I love Cameron Cuff. I don't know why. Okay.
He would have been a good Clark.
He would have. He made a good Superman. Like you could tell where Clark comes from. You know, did you watch Krypton season 2?
No, I watched season 1 because it was on DC Universe.
Okay, when it comes to DC, apparently season 2 is supposed to come to DC Universe at some point. At least that's what I've heard. Which translates to it'll probably be March, which is stupid, but because it's already been canceled. But no, season 2 is wonderful. I have one single complaint about Krypton season 2, and that's that Lyta, Nyssa, and Cameron are still in kind of a love triangle, and it really annoys me.
I actually kind of liked both of those. I liked him with both of them.
They're both super powerful. Although I didn't like Lyta's story this season.
Oh no!
No, but it's not because she's. It's hard to explain her story without going to like heavy spoilers.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna let you enjoy it. But I didn't mind it in the end. Like it ended up being it ended up being a fairly good story. It pissed me off for long portions.
I just liked at the end of season 1, it felt like maybe she was going down a villain story, and I was hoping she would go like full villain.
Oh, you want her to go full villain?
I would like it because she's a Zod.
Well, then you might be satisfied.
Ooh, nice tease. I'll find out in March.
Okay. I think you can just, if you get like, you could pay like $4 to watch the whole thing on like Sci-Fi for like a month.
Yeah, I won't.
You won't. So you want to talk about comics for a little bit?
Sure. I haven't read much this week.
Okay. The only thing I've read, you guys, is I've read Heroes in Crisis, and I read Aqua Earth. But what I really want to know is I want you to explain Justice League Dark, Wonder Woman, Witching Hour. Because I know you read the whole event, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you did it for your book club. So tell me about it.
You didn't read it?
I haven't read it yet.
Oh no, but you're new to DCU. You
I
should
know, but
have.
we ended up not doing the book because we wanted to send people over to you.
Oh, you were going to do it for yours?
Yeah, we were gonna do it this week, and instead we're doing Batman, the wedding.
Ooh.
Because
Yeah, I was planning on.
I was under the impression that it wasn't out yet when I did the planning. It was supposed to be out this week, and then
I
apparently it
know.
was out last week.
The way it came out was so weird because it's 5 parts. There are 5 parts across the Wonder Woman
Yeah,
and
and it's a
Justice League
weekly
Dark.
event.
And the way they released it was 1, 3, 2, 5, 4 on DC
Wait,
Universe.
really?
Yes, so I was
So they
like,
released it out
what
of
is
order?
happening? Yes. So
What?
I was gonna be reading it throughout October leading up to, Halloween. But then the final issue, which was issue 4 instead of 5, came out on the Tuesday before Halloween. So I was like, oh my gosh.
Wait, the final. Oh my god! But they're all here now, right?
They're all here now. So all 5 issues are here now.
Okay, so what's it about? Well, I know sort of what it's about, but tell everyone what it's about.
So the other kind have been popping up in Justice League Dark, and the Upside Down Man, which is one of the other kind, like the Herald, he's the first one to cross over. He activated Wonder Woman's secret power, like she has a mark on her forehead, and it's dun dun dun, the witch mark. So pretty much
Ooh.
that's a branding placed there by Hecate, the god of magic, and
Okay.
she like split her powers into separate like women throughout time, and she would like replace them as they would like die off or
Okay,
whatever.
this person sounds very creepy.
Very creepy. And her acolytes are creepy, and she's a three-headed god, so she has like 3 faces. I mean,
Ooh.
she's really creepy. And now Wonder Woman has to figure out how to stop her from using her and using the other witches with the witch mark.
Okay.
hmm
So, what do you think of it?
I like it a lot. I
Okay,
really
you
like
liked
it.
it. And you've
Yeah.
read this before, right?
I read it when it came out.
Okay. Because, see, what I see is a lot of the reviews are very negative.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of the complaint is about pacing.
Mm,
Like, the length, like, there's a lot of narration that the art basically doesn't need, the art basically doesn't get a chance to exist.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
I think the art's really gorgeous too. It's different
Awesome.
artists because it's 5 different issues, but it's good.
Okay. Did Tynion write it all?
Yes, he wrote every issue.
Awesome. And where's this end up? Like, where's it going? Like, what happens now that witching hour's over?
I don't know.
Okay.
We still have to deal with magic being a miss, and Cersei is now in a position where she can do something dangerous.
Okay. My understanding, by the way, for those curious, is that it also spins out into the new Wonder Woman ongoing, which is really just a new right or whatever.
It does. I think
Yeah,
it continues in Justice League Dark.
but does because right after this, a new writer takes over with Wonder Woman with the next Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah, G. Willow Wilson takes
But
over,
it
but
doesn't connect
I
to
don't
Witching
think it
Hour.
continues from Witching Hour.
And you've read it, right? You didn't think
When
it
it came
connected?
out last year, I remember reading. I don't remember it connecting. I don't remember it connecting at all.
That's super disappointing.
I know. I was not a fan of the G. Willow
However,
Wilson
if
run.
you want to read a great event series, which does spin out very excitingly, you can read Justice League Aquaman Drowned Earth. So,
Ooh.
have you read this before?
I have not. Tell me about
Okay.
it.
So the basic premise, okay, is that Poseidon has been killed, and he was killed in Justice League episode 10, and it serves as both the end of Abnett's run, the kicking off of Kelly Sue DeConnick's run, and the second big arc of Scott Snyder's run of
Now,
Justice League.
is this the Amnesia Aquaman?
Yes, it leads up to the Amnesia Aquaman.
Oh, okay. And is this
So this
Poseidon the
is,
same one from Wonder Woman's
I think
Pantheon?
so. Yes,
Okay.
yes, and he's killed in the Justice League, in Justice League number 8, I think. 8 or 9. I
All
think
those
it's 8.
gods come back.
I know. And basically, Cheetah gets a hold of the Tear of Extinction, I think it is, and which has the power to kill gods, and kills him. And and then so all of a sudden now there's like no Earth Aqua Defender, and it's been a while, so I might be wrong, but these like ancient like Aqua like gods, like powerful beings or whatever, who are kind of omniscient, they come and they're here to like cleanse the Earth and for their crime or something. I'm trying to remember, you guys. It's been so long. It's been a long time. Anyway, but basically what happens is the entire Earth gets put into this, like, gets flooded. And if you touch the flood, it like it changes your skin and you become like this evil creature. And so part of the idea, it's like a zombie, like a sea zombie.
Oh,
If you
wow.
touch the water, and it keeps rising. And so it's like this like chaos is like all the humans on Earth have like changed, or they're like trying to seek high ground. And like meanwhile, Batman's like has like a broken back or whatever. I don't remember why, but I think he does. And it's like it's an intense story. One of the big things that introduces the graveyard of gods, and also deals with what the fourth secret power is. So the third one is the Tear of Extinction. I'm trying to remember what the fourth is. But basically there's a bunch of powers that are in play, these mysterious forces. It's the next two. And the story really focuses on Aquaman, and I'm trying to remember who the other main person is. Wonder Woman. So each of the first 3 arcs focus on a different character. So the first one was Flash and Green Lantern. The second one is Aquaman and Wonder Woman. The third one is Hawkgirl and Martian Manhunter. And then the fourth one is Superman.
Okay. I need to start reading that then if Wonder
Well,
Woman's in it.
it's Superman and Batman is the fourth one. Yeah, Wonder Woman's in it. She plays a fairly significant role. I wouldn't really say it. This is like it's supposed to be like her signature arc, but I don't know if I would really call it her signature arc so much as Cheetah's. As a bigger focus on Cheetah and Black Manta. But it's so weird because they do this and it's really big, and they forget what happens to both Cheetah and Black Manta after this happens.
Well, Cheetah goes on to the Wonder Woman series, no? And she takes out another god?
Yeah, I think she takes her Tear of Extinction across like to the different gods. But I think she like abandons Lex Luthor or something. I'm trying to remember. You guys, it's been a while.
Luthor? Yeah, because Luthor gave her the God Killer sword, right?
Yeah, that's actually, so the God Killer sword is part of the Tear of Extinction or something, if I remember.
Is that the same God Killer sword that Deathstroke had in the New 52?
I have no idea.
Because it kind of looks like it. But yeah, that sounds really interesting.
So anyway,
it sounds like the way you explained the water.
And the way it spins off into Kelly Sue DeConnick's Aquaman, which is fantastic. I miss Abnett not being around because Abnett was such a great writer of Aquaman, and I really want it. But it seems like Kelly Sue DeConnick's really the logical extension of what Abnett wanted, while putting in her own real focus to try to make Aquaman a much bigger character. And I think I'm really excited for the direction Kelly Sue DeConnick's taking it. Although, of course, because it's I'm waiting I'm waiting for the trade to come out because I bought the first trade of Kelly Sue DeConnick's run, which is fantastic, you guys. But I'm waiting for the second trade to come out to read it. So I'm still waiting, but I already got a lot of it spoiled, the details spoiled for me. Like, and it's huge. Like, there's a lot of big stuff that's happening in the Aquaman franchise, which is going to change everything. So definitely read Drowned Earth, if not for like some basic understanding of what's going on with Aquaman. Although the connection between the two is not as fluid as I would like. The other thing I read this week was Heroes in Crisis #2, which I actually liked. Heroes in Crisis #2. I thought it was fun. Heroes in Crisis isn't necessarily great, but I thought this issue was fun. Did you read it by any chance?
No, I've only caught the art, which I think is gorgeous. I love Clayman, but...
Oh, Clayman's so good.
I know.
Okay, so this issue is fun, okay? Because it's sort of like, picture this. Harley Quinn, everyone's trying to chase her down, but Harley Quinn gets the better of everyone. And Booster Gold's somehow involved. I don't really understand Booster Gold's involvement. It's still weird. But anyway, the only thing it's been a year. It's not been a year. I read it fairly recently. But the big thing that's noticeable about my favorite moment of the run deals with Wonder Woman's lasso and Harley Quinn managing to obtain it. That's all I'm going to say. It's really fun. And there's a lot of moments like, of course, blah, 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 blah has blah, 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 blah. You know? Like, of course, right? Like, everything just makes a lot of cohesive sense. And the trauma bits are very interesting. The problem with Heroes in Crisis is really that it really should have been a story about PTSD and not this like murder mystery. Right? And I think this issue did a fairly good job of being interesting and didn't really feel like it was super shock value heavy. But it very quickly, but like Heroes in Crisis is immediately soured because of who it killed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's even more soured because it just ended up being a bad story. But this is a fun issue. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I hear it starts off really strong.
Yes, and then it falls apart right away. Okay, so it starts out strong if you appreciate what he's trying to do. Right? I even like appreciate Heroes in Crisis throughout the run. I finished it and I didn't think it was a bad read. But I do think you guys should know going in that it's really about King to understand that what King's trying to do is really portray trauma. And if you appreciate it from that angle and you look at it from that angle and like what heroes go through, like it's powerful. But if you try to like take it for like the plot, it's boring as frick and just bad plot.
Oh no.
So you'll love it if you appreciate like King trying to be like not necessarily political, but like try to his desire to connect to the real world.
Mm-hmm.
So without further ado, we're already coming close to an hour. So let's do the TV report. Donnell's not here. Donnell's not here. So you want to do it?
Oh, what are we doing?
You gotta
Are we
do the
doing the sound effect?
Yeah.
Tell me how it goes.
I have no idea.
Okay, let me come up with something real quick.
Okay, I'll come up with something too, and we'll vote on which one's better.
Okay. Here's mine.
Ooh. Okay, this is mine. You ready? Da-na-na-na-na-na-na news report. Okay, which one do you like more?
Yours.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, I kind of like mine.
I like the combination.
Okay, that's what we're doing. Okay. Whenever we're both on, we're going to make the sound effect, the car crash or whatever, followed by da-na-na-na-na-na-na news report. There you go. So this week on the news, we have 3 different DC shows coming out on Sunday. That's a lot. Batwoman episode 6, I'll be judge, I'll be jury. Supergirl episode 6, Confidence Woman. Watchmen episode 4, If You Don't Like My Story, Write Your Own. Black Lightning episode 5, Book of Occupation, chapter 5. And then there was no Flash or Arrow this week, but there is Titans episode 11, E.L.O.
Well, it's E.L._.O, or it's something like that.
Honestly, what's this supposed to mean?
I have no idea.
Like
is a robot coming out? What's happening?
Hello. Like it looks like it's trying to say like hello, but it fails miserably. Honestly, Titans.
It's the reprogrammed Connor.
Oh, maybe actually. I think it might be onto something. Anyway, you want to talk about Batwoman? Okay, so I was debating. I was gonna say originally I was like we should talk about all the CW shows next week, but I feel like we should just talk about them this week.
Yeah, let's go for it.
So
Did you watch all of them?
So I've watched all of them. I have not caught. I'm 2 episodes behind on Arrow and 1 episode behind on The Flash.
Okay, so I've watched all of them,
and I haven't seen Watchmen yet.
Oh,
and I haven't seen Black Lightning either.
Haven't seen Watchmen or Black Lightning.
Okay, but you saw Supergirl and Batwoman?
Yes. Honestly, I don't really remember what happened on Supergirl.
Really? Supergirl's the Leviathan plotline with William being like apparently a nicer guy than we all expected, and he like apparently and like his like old friend returned or whatever.
Oh right,
at like the most convenient time.
The new Cat Grant has to take him out, even though that's her ex-lover or something.
Oh yeah. Oh no. No, Supergirl takes him out. Like Andrea Rojas is possibly the evil person. So let's go over Supergirl real quick. Rate how it's going from 1 to 10. Rate the season so
Well,
far.
I keep forgetting the episodes, so
7.
5?
You know a 5 means bad, right?
No, it means forgettable.
See, I base everything off the IGN scale. So
I
IGN says
don't
a 5
know.
is bad, a 6 is okay, a 4 is awful, by the way. A
Then
6
what's a
is
1?
okay. A 1 is I'm gonna look up the IGN scale.
No, it's fine. Let's just keep going. What's your rating?
I would give it an 8.
An
I really
8?
Yeah, I really like what they're doing, and I really appreciate how it seems like a lot of it's gonna wrap up before or like the big plot line with Malefic is gonna wrap up right in time for Crisis.
I don't like that it feels so disconnected from Crisis. Like it's the third tentpole show that should be leading into Crisis because of how important Supergirl is in the Crisis event. She should be much more centered in that event, and it's like very Arrow and Flash heavy, and they're all dedicating their whole season to the Crisis, and Supergirl's just like in her own world, not even knowing that it's coming.
Okay, so by the way, the IGN scale is that 0 is a disaster, a 1 is unbearable, 2 is painful, 3 is awful, 4 is bad, 5 is mediocre, 6 is okay, 7 is
Okay,
good,
5.
8 is great, 9 is amazing, 10 is a masterpiece. So you're giving it a 5?
I guess it can be a 6.
Okay, so it's okay. And I
Yeah.
said it was great. Okay, that's fair. By
It's
the
just
way,
I do like it. I just don't I don't I don't like that it's so detached from everything else that's supposed to be happening.
so see, I would agree with you, but I honestly think that like Supergirl hasn't yet had much of a reason to get involved. Like, she hasn't yet
But
figured out that, well, the whole thing that's happening is Malefic is partly there because of a deal with the Monitor, right?
mhm.
That's the only connection to Crisis so far. Whereas,
Well, we
like,
did get a mention to Lex last episode, right?
uh,
Like
but
they're like,
we,
"Oh, she got that from Lex's vault or something."
yes, but yes, Lex's vault. Well, Supergirl also stole something from that very facility from Lex's vault 2 episodes earlier.
Mhm, so we're still like telling the audience, remember, Lex is alive. Monitor brought him back.
Yes, yes, yes. Although we're not talking about Lex directly, so they don't
No.
know Lex is alive. We haven't seen John Cryer yet
And we don't know what his
return.
involvement will be or anything.
No,
Also, I'm a
we
little
just
worried for Supergirl, honestly, because we know Superman's coming with his own show. We've heard rumblings of Martian Manhunter possibly getting a show.
so
And then we know that Supergirl dies in the Crisis. I'm like,
so I think Green Lantern will be a John Diggle show. I think Martian Manhunter will be an HBO Max show. I think
hmm.
I think there's probably 1 or 2 more projects in the work. They're HBO Max exclusives, which will be like short seasons, like a little bit more
I
like
don't think
what the MCU
I
is
don't think
doing for
you're
CW.
I don't think you're going to see John Diggle in the HBO Max Green Lantern series
You don't
because
think so?
because that one's going to have like $100 million budget. They're not going to risk it on a TV actor. And also they're planning on maybe possibly bringing that Green Lantern to the movies if it works out.
I think with Crisis blooming, I think it's the perfect time. He gets his ring, goes on a
No,
TV show
I'm not
in
saying
a
he
new
doesn't become
universe.
the Lantern. I'm not saying he doesn't become the Lantern in the CW universe. I'm just
You
saying
don't
I
think
don't
he'll
see
be
him on
HBO
HBO
Max?
Max. Mm-mm.
Mm. See, I think if you have him become the Green Lantern, like, and you spend the budget, people are gonna watch it if you spend the budget, and you have diehards who will guaranteed to buy HBO Max because John Diggle is going there. So I think
The
honestly,
diehards
it
are gonna
probably
watch it
builds a
anyway.
audience.
The diehards are gonna watch it anyway just because it's Green
True.
Lantern.
I guess.
So
Although
you don't need
actually
to.
diehards won't necessarily, because diehards will also be like, if it's bad, I'm not watching it because we've seen too many bad Green Lantern things. So
Well, we
let's
saw
talk.
one bad one.
Yeah. So let's talk about Batwoman now. So first, what's her score on the IGN scale?
For the season overall, I would
Yes.
say 4. For the episode that
Bad.
just
Okay.
passed, 8.
I think that's a decent assessment. I would give it a good, so a 7, and I would have given the most recent episode a 7 as well.
See, I really love Alice. And it's also because I'm biased. I do love Rachel Scarsden from
Yes, I
Birds
get
of
it.
Prey and
Hmm.
Rain. I really loved her. So I love her performance. And she's very vibrant. Like you could feel
Hmm.
that character struggling with her sanity, but also wanting to connect with Kate, but also struggling with her hate for her dad. You could feel this whole like all of her emotions and you
Yeah,
could feel them all at once. So I really like her as a villain, but every other character I feel is just too ordinary for Gotham.
yeah.
They're too
Well,
bland for
I don't know
Gotham.
if too ordinary is the right word to me. I think IGN's comparing him and saying they're too Arrow-like, or like every character has already been quote unquote done in the CW verse. Like no one
See,
but Alice feels unique.
I can see them on Arrow because Arrow is trying to go for that Batman Begins groundedness. This
Yeah,
one, the villains are so like wild, right? So the heroes need to match that. They need to match that energy. Like, yes, I understand they can be like the straight man to the zaniness, but Batman's pretty wild. He's pretty out there. Even though he's I don't know how to explain it, but you know, he's a man dressing up as a bat. Like this is a woman dressing up as a bat with
yeah.
red hair, vibrant red wig, and it's just kind of like, oh, hello.
I do appreciate how they're taking a lot of effort to make it feel more serialized. Because I think generally that's where CW episodes have done better is when they don't serialize. Like my biggest gripe with Flash every week is that it comes to a conclusion. Like every episode feels like it's concluded, and it feels like
Mm,
the plot like is self-contained with a very very slow trickle to an end season, right? Like it never feels like the characters are continuing to evolve and grow.
I
And I
don't
really
agree with that.
appreciate that with Flash. Well, I think no, I
Yeah.
think the main core cast with the villain plots always tend to be very very slow, and like because they love their like villain of the week. Arrow does the same thing. They often have a villain of the week. Supergirl does the same thing, villain of the week. Legend of Tomorrow does the same thing, villain of the week. And I think, and Batwoman's trying to steer away from that. I think Supergirl slowly over time has developed less and less of villain of the week show. But I think Batwoman's really trying as hard as not to be, and only throwing in a villain when they really want to throw in a villain. Like I think they really wanted to throw in Batman Hush at Thomas Elliot. They had a bad job with it, but I think they really wanted to. I think they wanted to use Magpie as an excuse to get Kate to start to like feel like she should be Batwoman, and for her to try to feel like she should be a hero. But they've never left focus from Alice, right? Even with the
Hmm.
Thomas Elliot plot, and I think that's where Batwoman's strongest suit is. And I'll say this: I have a trans friend who loves Ruby Rose, who's watching it, who never watches any CW stuff. They actually hate when I do this, right?
Hmm.
And like they hate when I talk to them about the comic stuff because I get obsessed. And they're loving it. They're loving it so much. They tell me all the time because they really like Alice, like a whole
Hmm.
lot. And I think what it's doing is it's capturing its target audience very well. Like
But
LGBT,
who
like
is
people,
its target?
LGBTQ people.
But
I
then I
think
hate it.
what I don't.
But I've been like really hating it. I don't know. It's not connecting with me.
Okay, that's fair. I don't know. He
But
loves it like a
it's
lot.
great. It's great that your friends enjoying it and that other people are like getting into it now. People that normally wouldn't be into these things are getting into it. So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So I wonder if it's part of our problem is it just feels too much like the Arrowverse. But for people
Maybe
who
we've
aren't
seen it
watching
too
the
much.
Arrowverse, yeah. But for people, and we know too much about Batwoman already. But for people who've never
Mm-hmm.
met this character, it's connecting, and I think that's really
Mm-hmm.
important. It's also currently the most popular show on the CW in terms of viewings.
It is the newest.
Yeah, no, it's the newest, but it's doing a fairly good job retaining an audience,
Yeah.
which should be telling given that reviews continue to be like kind of negative. And I
I think
think,
also people are waiting for that other shoe to drop. Like, how's it going to connect to Crisis?
yeah, I don't. I think part of the problem with Batwoman is there's still a year to go to connect with Crisis. So yeah, we're all
Because they
waiting
just
for a
caught
shoe to
up with
drop.
Elseworlds.
Yeah, we have a year to go. Let's speed cover the Flash. Okay. Rate the season so far.
The season, I would say, is an 8. The last
Great.
episode, I would say a 7.5.
Okay. I didn't see the last episode, but I would give Flash, the new Flash season, as 8. I think that's fair. I haven't been blown away by it, but I am enjoying it, And I think for a lot of people, it's a return to form, right?
Yeah.
It's become a much more consistent show, and I think part of that is we were talking about like the impact, like you were wishing that Supergirl was more connected to Crisis. I think part of why people like it so much is because it's very connected to Crisis.
It's
And
focused.
It's tragically connected to Crisis too, right? Like it's about it's about tragedy,
And it's
like,
about every single character having this moment of realization. What are we going to do without our best friend? What are we going to do without our leader?
I love what they're doing between Barry and Bloodwork, right?
Yes.
Like they have this wonderful parallel between the two. When he told Barry, he's like, you're a dead man, aren't you? And he's like, yeah. Like it was so powerful.
They're both going to die,
make
and
that
there's
connection.
a different approach.
Yeah. And I love that. One's trying to go out fighting, one's not. One's trying to go out preserving their legacy and trying to make a legacy for themselves, and one's trying to go out with like fighting and trying to not die. And I think that's so smart. And I think that's why people are really loving this new season of The Flash, is that it's very good. And I will say that Crisis connections in terms of like building up to Crisis haven't been the biggest. It's more about the emotional impact of the coming Crisis. If we're looking at like the build up to Crisis, Arrow's the show, right?
Yes.
So we both gave it a great. So what would you give Arrow? No, I've only seen the first 2 episodes.
Okay. So for the season as a whole, I would give it a 9.
Okay.
The last episode, I would say maybe an 8.
So 9 is amazing and 8 is great. So yeah. I think a 9 is very real. I think that's a great choice. I will say I would give it an 8 because, okay, I think it deserves a 9, but I'm debating. Because on one hand, every episode is really fun and feels like an event. On the other hand, a lot of the stuff going on is not that compelling. Like, it's very fun. Like, it feels like this giant event series, right?
Do you know what happens in the following 2 episodes?
No, I don't. I do know. Well, I know something about the Anti-Monitor, and I know that they go to Nyssa, and then something I think happens with Slade Wilson. I think.
Wait, what about Nyssa?
What? Oh, like something goes on with like the Al Ghuls or at least the League of Assassins. Well, and Nanda Parbat. That's all I know about season 3, episode 3. Is that I understand? I think they go to Nanda Parbat, and I assume that they meet Nyssa because she's one of the main League of Assassins characters. But I guess my thought. No, okay. My thought. I'm spreading fake news, you guys. But I think it's really fun, and I think critics are saying it's not very compelling. To which I think it's just very fun, like action. It feels like there's all these twists and turns. And
have you been watching Arrow since the beginning? Or
I have not. I watched season 1 and 2, and then I skipped to 6 to 7 and 8.
I would say it feels like it's a love letter to fans that have stuck around, because there was a while there where it was like a real tiresome mess to get through.
Yeah.
It was horrible. There was a point in time where it was no longer Arrow, it was Error.
But I hear a lot of the critics are saying that it feels like a lot of these episodes are trying to dwell on the bad seasons. And like are focusing on the bad seasons versus the good ones. Like as episode 2 is very focused on season 3.
Yeah, but it's done well. It's like
it's done fairly well. I mean the return of the drug plot or whatever, the like super virus or whatever, just felt very unnecessary.
Oh, for sure, but it's like there's because the Monitor needed something from that.
Yeah, but I do think it's going in the right direction, and I'm really excited to see where it keeps going.
And I like seeing the growth because like you don't really notice it in
Yeah.
previous seasons as much the growth that each of these characters has gone through. But in this season, it's all punctuated, especially with like the stuff happening in the flash forwards and stuff. You see everything these people have gone through and how much they've put into developing into better people. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm glad this is how we're going out.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I think this is the perfect way to do a season finale. I don't know if they've chosen the best like choices of episodes because they're all trying to do two things: build the crisis and also okay.
Say
And this is
goodbye.
actually I changed my mind. I'm giving it like a low 8. Okay, because the flashback episodes have been bad.
Oh, they've been horrible.
Oh my god. So I would give it a 9, but the flashback episodes are just all rough and they're very forgettable. And
They're
they
just
like take time away from like this powerful like finale.
for a year and a half now, for like a season and
I
a
know,
half now.
I know. And I actually didn't mind the flashbacks as much when I binged it because I binged season 7, and I didn't
But
think it was that bad. But
I
it's
will
like
say
I think
the
that's my
flash
excuse.
forwards, I like them in episode 3. I like them.
Okay,
So maybe you're gonna like them once you watch episode
maybe.
3.
But I think the big thing is that the flashbacks, like, and this is, I guess, my excuse for everything, is that anything I think is, like, kind of bad, like, it always works better in a binge format because the good parts, like,
Yeah.
mix in with the bad a little bit better instead of, like, and the bad sticks out less. So I think
Yeah.
binging it was less painful. Although I was always felt myself quietly wishing that we just skipped them.
No, see, I actually liked the flash forwards when they started last season. I was like, wow, this is
Oh, I
good.
thought it was super
But then
interesting.
they
Yeah, and
introduced
then
Mia, it became all about her, and the interesting characters that I liked, which were Zoe and William, just like fell in the background. And then we
well, it
got
went from like
Felicity and Elena
mhm.
and all those other characters coming in.
well,
And I was like, oh God.
it went from like connecting the like characters of old to the characters of new. Like and like so like some of the younger castmates growing up, and that was sort of the focus. Whereas now then it became about like this legacy, and it became about shock value, and it felt like they were always trying to introduce a new character and get people to like it more, and
Yeah.
it didn't work. That being said, okay, I think Arrow's doing an incredible job for season finale, and I'm very pleased with the way it goes out.
And
It's
I'm so
going out.
happy with seeing also not just the characters grow, like their growth, but the actors' growth. Like
Yeah.
Stephen Amell from season 1 to now, his emotional scenes
Although I
are
missed the
night and
salmon
day.
ladder. I missed the salmon ladder stuff.
Listen, we got it with Josh Segarra,
Yeah.
and I'm happy about that.
I still want more salmon ladder.
Yeah, but oh my gosh,
Oh my
Katie
god, remember when you
Cassidy
used to
is
do like all the
killing
workout
it.
scenes? Remember when you just used to do like workout montages?
They have some,
It
but
was like
not
his
with all
like bare chested, like 6-pack workout things. Those were fun.
of it. Listen, there's a good one in episode 4, but it's not Oliver. But Katie
Uh
Cassidy, holy cow, she is killing it. Killing it. I love her whole experience with like dealing with her Earth just completely being destroyed right in front of her.
yeah. I think they found a very compelling place to give Black Canary after she's been struggling this past couple of years. Black Siren was not an interesting character. I never really
See,
enjoyed
I
her.
disagree. I disagree with that. I think she was an interesting character, not handled well.
Okay,
Because
that's
I
fair.
loved her on The Flash. I loved her in season 5. And I loved elements of her in 6 and 7.
But it's so much stronger now, and I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm excited to see where that goes. I also think that Legend of Tomorrow's whole focus is on the like post-crisis world. For the record,
I just have to say that show gets like really amped up by fans, and I don't really care for it.
you don't get it. Okay,
I
I
get
like
it. I
it.
just don't care for it.
Okay, that's fair. I think it's just a fun like binge. Like that's honestly how I feel. Like it's just like fun, goofy like time. Like when I need like something to cheer me up, Legends of Tomorrow is there. You know. So
It just feels like such like
yeah. Well, look at that.
especially like it just keeps getting goofier and goofier, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh gosh.
It's like only okay, but it always the last 2 seasons have failed the finale miserably. This last season, their whole thing was like, let's build an amusement park and then let's use the power of singing to like win. I'm not joking, okay? But I'm really excited for them to be like introducing like Ryan Choi as the new Adam, and I think they're going to be doing a lot of really fun stuff. And so I'm excited for where they're going. I'm
I
also
would be
excited.
really interested if they introduce Ryan and also Karen Beecher. Like, that would be awesome.
Can I be honest? I'm really excited for Crisis, but I'm even more excited for what comes after Crisis. Because everyone's talking about how
I,
different the show will be post Crisis. Like for all the different shows.
mm,
And I'm just very intrigued. You know, I think
mm,
Batwoman will see the least change, but
yeah.
I think it shouldn't have that much change. But I'm really excited to see where everything else goes.
I'm nervous to see where Supergirl goes.
Mm.
I really am
I
scared
think
they're going to surprise kill her off.
you think so?
Like, maybe they just want to go because they keep saying Oliver's going to die, Barry's going to die. Neither of them are going to die, but they've
No,
never
Oliver's
even
gonna
like.
die. Oliver's gonna die.
I don't think so. I think he's going
There's
to
no
get
world
taken
in which
off the
Oliver doesn't
board.
die. I
I
think
think
the
he's
big
going to
one
get
no one
taken
thinks
off the board but not die. Maybe go to a paradise dimension like Superboy Prime.
or I feel like it's quite I think the Flash is also gonna die. I think there's because
I
I
don't
think
know.
I wanna say they're just gonna give it to Wally. But I can't in my heart say that that's gonna
But
happen.
does the actor even want to come back? He's like
Oh,
happy doing other things.
I think he does want to come back. I think he loved being on Legends of Tomorrow. But they
Well,
just
he decided to leave Legends. They were going to
yeah.
make him a regular there.
Oh, they were, and then he chose to leave.
I think so. And then he did Love Simon, which was awesome. And then he like is doing other stuff now.
I don't know. I
That's
don't
the
know what's gonna
only
happen with
reason why
Flash.
I'm like, and they kind of killed off another Speedster that could have taken over off screen on Arrow.
Oh yeah. Poor
So I'm like,
Jesse.
which by
That
the
was
way, we
great.
should have seen more like
I
flashbacks of
know.
Earth 2,
But
like
anyway,
literal Black Siren story should have been like
yeah,
Earth 2 stuff. Oh,
yeah.
that would have been great.
But hey, honestly, the ideal era would have been each time is a multiverse. Like it's a different multiverse.
Yeah.
But like I was
But how many
okay
times could we see an Earth die at the end of the episode?
every single episode, obviously. It'll make us care for these worlds more. You like build this up, make these worlds seem really interesting, and then just kill them
Well,
off.
they shouldn't have killed them off after that episode, but like killed them off in the beginning of Crisis or something when we already got to meet them.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the weight we were talking about the Black Sirens is being handled very well, and honestly,
Amazing.
I think the Black Green Arrow and the Canaries is going to be much better now. I've seen like a real canary in action. You know?
She's so good. Oh my gosh, I love
Yes.
her outfit.
So I'm excited to see what that happens, and I don't know what's going on
Me
with Dinah
too.
Drake. That's the big question mark, right? No, or
I
what's her
know.
name? Zoe's mom? Is that
No, well,
Dinah?
not her mom. Renee is her dad.
Oh,
The
who's the who's
Dinah's like
the
her mentor
yeah,
aunt.
Dinah. No, so I was right on Dinah. Okay, I don't know
Well,
what's
because they're
going on.
both Dinah, Dinah Laurel
Yeah,
Lance
no,
and Dinah
it's
Drake.
Dinah Drake. Okay, I was right because I was like, wait, but that's the normal Green Arrow, or Black Canary. But I really like what they're doing with. Or no, I don't know what they're doing with Dinah Drake, so
No
I don't know what's going
idea.
on there. So guys, look at us. We made it through a duo episode. We were all like, could we do it? Could we not? We made it through, so that's awesome. So, and we also are going a little over actually. So that we hope you enjoyed our crash course on what's going on with the Arrowverse. We apologize for spoiling anything, but I'm not actually sorry.
I
And
mean, Nathan's behind anyway, so
I'm behind on Flash and Green Arrow.
you're
Although
not spoiling much.
I have a 3-day weekend, so I'm hoping to catch up, but we'll see.
Okay.
So that's all the time we have for today, you guys. Oh my god, we're over.
Well, this was a
Okay,
lot of fun.
I know, I know. It's fun. It's also just fun going over everything because there's a lot of TV that's happened.
I know.
Okay, sorry. I'm like trying to. Oh my god, I'm failing miserably, you guys. I'm trying to type something in so I can close out, but I'm doing a horrible job typing it in. Okay, so that's all the time we have for this week. We are on Podbean, Google Play, SoundCloud, and YouTube. So subscribe on those services. Plus, you might want to go check out the YouTube channel to see my unboxing of a giant bag of DC stuff, a giant box of DC stuff. It was this massive box that ended up not being as big as I thought it was, but that's okay because I'm really excited about what it got. So go check it out there. Also, I definitely revealed my face there. And yes, I do. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. So subscribe to Google Play, Podbean, SoundCloud, and YouTube. I don't think you can. I don't know if you can subscribe to SoundCloud, but that's okay. And we are not on Apple Podcast, okay? Because the new iPhone 11 has 3 cameras, and I only have 2 eyes. So once again, huge thank you to Nu52 for helping me do this duo episode. And that's all the time we have for today. So we hope you enjoyed so much. And I can't wait to talk to you guys next time, or next time we get the chance, about everything leading up to Crisis. That's all. Next week, Hub City we'll hopefully be interviewing. Hopefully we won't have any tech issues. So that's all this week, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my god, I failed the typing thing. I misspelled the word.
It wouldn't be an episode
I
about
misspelled it. I know, right? I misspelled the word Craig. So, Nu52, just talk. Give us a random anecdote.
Did you know that the masks in the Arrowverse are kept on with face tape unless they're doing action scenes, in which case they use face glue?